Maiden Voyage, ecchi Batmate illustration by Nana, She Chicken. Do you know, at first glance, I look at this figure, what am I being reminded of? That armpit smelling figure from Native. Hi and welcome back to the channel. Steven right here with this week's figure news fix. Today we'll take a look at anime scale figure pre-orders between 28th of May all the way to the 3rd of June 2023. And for the week, the number of unlicensed third-party resin figures, they outnumber the genuine scale figures, PVC figures coming out from Japanese brands, but not too many interesting things this week. As usual, we'll jump into AmiAmi.com first, and on top in the rankings, in first place we have Rimuru Tempest. From that slime anime, this one is by Light figure, and then not many scale figures otherwise. In 6th place, we have Black Rock Shooter. That is a pop-up rate by the way, and rounding up the top 10, that's about it. I think a few days ago, there was this Azur Lane figure, which we will discuss in a moment. That one was in top 3, but that figure is now gone. So there was only a surge of orders on the very first day she went on pre-order. 3rd of June, Saturday, no scale figures at all. And then on 2nd June, on a Friday, not too many scale figures either. The first one here, Rimuru Tempest 1/7 scale from Light figure, almost 30,000 yen. This one is a solid contender for being one of the best Rimuru Tempest scale figures ever made, assuming that Light figure does deliver in the quality control department and we get exactly as promised by these product photos. This should be his Demon Lord version. You see those armor parts around his shoulders, that looks fantastic, the metallic effect over there. And he is holding what appears to be that dark flame sword or something similar. So the way this figure is being set up with all those flames around him, as well as those demon wings, this is very close, very similar to the one made by eStream and was released last year. I even nominated that one as one of the best scale figures last year. This one is a very close one indeed. For 30,000 yen, actually the value proposition here isn't too bad at all. I think this is a very reasonable price when you look at the base. Those flames look fantastic. Not to mention you're getting a second yandere face expression over there. I actually kind of like this yandere face expression a bit more. This is a great figure of him. Would you buy this one? Would you pre-order one? Let me know. Up next, we have pop-up rate Takopi's original scene, Shizuka Kuze and Takopi. This one is 4,080 yen. Kind of generic and boring in terms of the pose and the character, but once again, I don't know much about this character and I can't really recommend pre-ordering price figures. Pop-up rates, right? Because who knows what the quality will be like after release. You can always wait for after release before deciding. And up next, we have pop-up rate Black Rock Shooter Fragment Elish Car, 4,670 yen. Kind of sucks that there is no cannon or any armament, any guns included with this figure of pop-up rate. I would rather pay another 1,000 yen and get a huge cannon included. But that is just me, by the way. This is very close to the 2035 version, game version, which has a bit of that science fiction feel to it. That is my favorite version of BRS. This one is very close and I might pick up one. After release, of course, I won't pre-order it. I do like what I'm looking at in these official product photos. Hopefully Good Smile delivers on this one. Up next, from Seoul Land, we have Xiaowu 1/8 scale by Dashi Studio. First time I'm seeing this brand, this name as well. And at 1/8 scale, only 8,000 yen. Very interesting. This is probably one of those characters from Chinese RPG games, MMORPG. I'm just guessing over here, no? If I'm wrong, do let me know if you know something about this character. I'm actually curious about how the quality will turn out at 8,000 yen. My guess over here is that, well, the figure will turn out fine, maybe average or above average, but other than that, don't expect too much detailing like shading in the paintwork. That is my guess over here. And another character from the same series, Tang-san, or Tang-san, I'm not sure how it is pronounced, 8,000 yen as well. I'm assuming this pair of characters are the main characters in the series they originated from. There's a huge hammer over there. Speaking of MMORPG or game characters, right? We need more characters that use hammers. Yeah. It is always spear or sword or archers, We need more hammer users. You see this picture over here. The detailing, the paintwork is exceptional. Given the price point of 8,000 yen, It is not something I would buy, but there is a lot of quality being promised by these product photos here, but we'll see. That's all for 2nd of June. We move on to the 1st of June. 3 figures from Arknights on one single day. The first one here from Good Smile Arts Shanghai, we have how do you pronounce that? Muelse. I've given up pronouncing it. Elite 2, 1/7 scale from Arknights, 26,140 yen. Alright, let's have a look at the pictures. I really like the colors of this character over here. That green color, how do I put it? Is that olive green? Yeah. And then you have that base over there. Water splash effect, is it? Yeah, the character design over here, it feels like something different to me. I'm not really sure how to describe it. Yeah. Arknights, Azur Lane, FGO, and all these trending games, even Nikkei, Goddess of Nikkei, and then we have Blue Archive, all these trending games, they come with excellent character designs. It is hard to not to like them, And figures like this, they are kind of tempting to me, even though they are far from my priorities. And speaking of the company behind this figure, Good Smile Arts Shanghai, one might think that this is Good Smile company, but you are half correct. That is the China branch, Chinese division of Good Smile, and the bad news is that their quality control isn't as good as the one over in Japan. So, will that deter you from pre-ordering this figure? I don't see many people thinking so. They are going to pre-order this if they like the character, because seriously, this figure looks fantastic. Up next, we have Arknights VD Celebration Time version by Rebos. This is a non-scale and about 18 or 19 centimeters. This is pop-up rate size figure, going for 5,940 yen before discount. Yeah, let's just call this 6,000 yen, right? And I personally have reviewed a figure by Rebos on this channel before under this specific Rise Up series. Yeah, this figure right here, Amiya, also from Arknights, also under 6,000 yen. This one is a re-release, and I can tell you first right now, this is an excellent figure for 6,000 yen. If you like her and you would like to pre-order this one, I would say go ahead and do so, because the quality on these Rebos budget figures, right, they are way above what Good Smile company offers in their pop-up rate line. Heck, it is even better than the pop-up rates made by Max Factory. I'm not kidding with you guys, right? I'm including the link to this Rebos Amiya figure right up here. Go and have a look. That is a comparison video with pop-up rates. So if you like Arknights and you have a low budget, well, this pair of figures over here, VD and Amiya, I can highly recommend it. Alright, so that is all for the 1st of June. We move down to 31st of May. Now let's discuss about this figure right here from Azur Lane. So this is Azur Lane Littorio Calabria Aurea 1/7 scale at 31,000 yen almost by Daiki Kougyou. This one is including the Ami exclusive bonus. What is it? Yeah, acrylic character plate, typical of Ami. And then there is a slightly cheaper version, well, about 1,000 yen cheaper at 29,260 yen. Okay, so the company behind this figure over here, which is Daiki Kougyou. This is a very interesting one because Daiki Kougyou, they tend to focus on ecchi figures, X-rated figures, those characters that are original character designs by other artists. They license it and make ecchi figures out of it. That is their normal business model. So to see them making a figure from Azur Lane, this is kind of surprising for one. And the second thing is that I believe this could be also out of desperation. Maybe business isn't really going well over there. I have no idea. This is my pure guessing at this point. So If your figures are not selling well because you rely on original characters that very few people know about, what do? You jump into the current hype. What is currently popular? Go and make figures of it. Take a slice of the pie from the Azur Lane market. Everyone wants to make Azur Lane figures nowadays. Also Arknights, also FGO and so on, but you get the point. Because Azur Lane is so popular and there are so many high-end premium Azur Lane figures out there, 30k, 40k yen, that people are willing to spend their money on. Yeah, perhaps make one. Maybe they might sell a lot better than those ecchi figures they have been making all these years, right? To me, this feels like a sign of desperation from the company. They want something that sells well. However, speaking of this specific figure over here, I like it a lot. I think Daiki is onto something over here because that sofa over there with all those extra, let's call it chickens, on the sofa. All those extra props, little things on the sofa, it makes this figure look so fantastic, you know? I really like details as a figure collector. You guys who have been watching this channel, you know that I like details. And this figure definitely promises a lot of details. Look at all those extra stuff included over there. Beer bottles, chicken. I like it a lot, seriously. And I hope that Daiki Kougyou delivers on the quality department. They are kind of a B-tier company, you know. Not the very best figure company out there. But far from being the worst, right? They are somewhere in the average side of things. Kotobukiya level perhaps. So this one might be a good pre-order if you like what you're looking at with this figure over here. Up next, we have Prisma Wing 1x7 scale Ken Ryuguji from Tokyo Revengers, 27,620 yen. A lot of Tokyo Revengers scale figures nowadays. I've noticed this a lot. Yeah, there are a lot of fangirls for this series from what I've heard, and I've only watched the season 1, I haven't touched season 2 yet. Season 1 was kind of nice really. I did enjoy the anime. Okay. Oh yeah, I think Prisma Wing just placed another character from this series on pre-order more than a month ago. I saw that, how do I call it? That fans over there, he is leaning against, I remember, the other character. Yeah. So this isn't something I would buy. Moving on to the next figure, we have Tiger Girl Lily 1x6 scale by 39 Nasu. Also first time seeing this brand, this name. 26,000 yen almost. So at 1x6 scale, 26k, not too bad really in terms of the value proposition here. This is one of those characters, one of those figures where you buy depending on whether you like the character design, and I do kind of like what I'm looking at over here. Yeah, Tiger Girl. I actually do like the sculpting on this figure, you know, all those body proportions and the shape. You see that tight tube top squeezing against her boobs, so it curves in. All this sculpting, I always pay attention to these kind of things. And this one, yeah, very nice. Very nice indeed. I'm guessing that this is cast-offable. Not in the traditional sense, but you need to swap out parts, right? That's all for 31st of May. Now 30th of May, we have this Toradora figure over here, Ami Kawashima Bunny version, 38,500 yen, standard 1x4 skill pricing nowadays. Fairly ordinary, and I don't see myself being attracted to a bunny girl figure like this. This is something for Toradora fans only. Last week, I did mention that this figure, which was displayed and revealed in one Hobby Festival, I said that she will be on pre-order in the following week, and my prediction was correct. Up next, another Tokyo Revengers figure, Manjiro Sano Volume 24 cover illustration version, based on the cover art. 1x7 scale by Orange Gooch, which is Good Smiles' other division where they focus on making male characters, Bishonen characters. 22,400 yen, down from 27k, that is a big price cut. Once again, not something I would collect myself, but this is a good purchase to those who collect characters from this series. Look at the sheer amount of details on the outfit. I think that alone is a good reason to pre-order this one right here. I mean, 5,000 yen price cut is no joke over here. 22k for this kind of details, not bad. Not bad at all. There we go, they are set. The other one, Ken Ryuguji, maybe he is going on pre-order soon, right? Maybe in a week's time. Up next, Pop-Up Parade, Gyome Himejima from Kime Yaiba, 4,080 yen, wait for after release before buying. And especially with this character over here, there are so many pop-up rates of him already. So you don't necessarily have to pick up this one unless you want to complete an entire set of all the Hashiras under the same product line pop-up rate. Then by all means go ahead and pick one up. Up next, from Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game, we have Area the Water Charmer, 1x7 skill by Kocho Bukiya, 16,630 yen. Even though this isn't exactly an art FXJ figure, it is priced like one. So the value here, not bad at all really, 16k for 1x7 scale, right? I don't collect Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff either, so this is naturally a skip for me. Yeah, this is one of those Kotobukiya figures where they'll do a fairly decent job, but don't expect any weathering or shading on the paintwork. The same can be said for this other character over here. Yeah, from the same series, Hita the Fire Charmer, the exact polar opposite of that girl over there for the very same price. Is this a male or a female character? I can't really tell, because with anime, and all those traps going around, female character, right? Let me know if I'm wrong. Can't really tell. I am guessing based on the outfit, but once again, when you look at Astolfo from FGO, yeah, sometimes even the outfit can be misleading as well. Up next, from Heaven's Officials, Blessing, Hua Cheng, 1x7 skill from Good Smile Arts, Shanghai, almost 25,000 yen. This is very nice. Once again, I don't collect male characters, but this is one of those value propositions coming from a Chinese company where for the very same price as a Japanese figure company, they offer you guys a bit more, maybe a more detailed base, or they come with extra accessories. This is one of those examples. But the face here, this specific shot, maybe it is an angle problem, viewing angle, looks a bit odd to me. This angle, it looks fine. Maybe it is just a viewing angle. You see, when characters, 2D characters, they are being transformed into a 3D object, right? Sometimes they can look a bit wrong when you're looking at it from a different viewing angle than it is meant to be looked at, And that is all for this day, 30th of May. We go down to 29th of May. 2 scale figures over here, really good ones. From Girls Frontline FX05, she comes from the Rain, from Oriental Forest, only 18,500 yen after a discount. So this one normally is 22k almost. Okay. Seriously? Under 20,000 yen for this? This is fabulous. This is very nice. I believe I brought up this topic before in the previous episode of Figure News Fix. There seems to be an increase in the number of anime figures where the character, the figure, is holding an umbrella. Yeah, we just saw one earlier. Here we have another one. What is up with the trend with umbrellas nowadays? Gothic Lolita outfit. I love it. This is very nice. I want one, in fact. Oriental Forest. Unfortunately, I can't comment much on this brand. I've never seen their figures before in person. And the last one over here, Maiden Voyage. Ecchi Batmate illustration by Nana. She Chicken. 1x7 skill for 20,000 and a very nice 69T Japanese yen. Alright. Do you know, at first glance, I look at this figure, what am I being reminded of? That armpit smelling figure from Native that came out a year ago, 2 years ago, I can't remember anymore. Yes, this one I'm putting on screen over here, a very fancy, stylish looking pose when you sniff your own armpits, and yeah, it smells great indeed. So this figure over here, or at least the character design, is very similar. I'm not sure if they are the same character though. There is something really attractive about slender female characters, slender female bodies like this one, You don't necessarily need giant tits, E cup, F cup, and so on, for a female character to appeal, to look attractive. And this is one of those examples where I really appreciate all those sculpting that goes into the body. I don't recommend smoking though, I hate smokers, but putting that aside, this is great. I like this figure a lot. The brand Maiden Voyage, once again, another new name which I've never heard of. And that concludes the figures on AmiAmi.com. Let's head over to niningame.com for a second. Alright, on Ninin Game, as usual, there are a bunch of these Nikan Danshi, Nikan Shoujo figures that are very X-rated on the homepage. Go and check it out yourself. But there is one figure I would like to bring up which isn't on AmiAmi. This one over here, Zetai Junpaku Maoho Shoujo. Erika Kuromoto 1x6 skill. This one is a native store exclusive, which is why 30,800 yen. This is an excellent example of what I don't like with anime character designs as well as their figures. The proportions are way out of whack. I understand that this is the artist's style and some people do like it, but this is totally not my kind of thing. Yeah, 31k for something by native at 1x6 scale, great value. Go for it if you like her. For me, this is a big skip. And lastly, another 1x4 scale by Binding under their Creators Opinion series, original character Maki 1x4 scale. This one is 42,390 yen. Ouch. This, even for the standards of a 1x4 scale bunny figure, this is way too boring, way too plain, nothing much going on really, you know. Nope. That is all for the licensed anime scale figures for this week. Now let's head over to X Krogane Partner Shop OSGK to check out third-party resin figures for this week. There are quite a bunch of them, but nothing too fancy actually compared to last week. Last week was a lot more interesting. So under this newest pre-order section over here, I have already picked out the figures I want to cover instead of going through page by page. So as usual, I will be focusing on Bishoujo female characters only. If you are interested in the other male characters, yeah, go to the website, make use of my affiliate links in the description below and check out what are you interested in. Maybe place an order if you like it. So every figure I'm about to cover, there is a link for every single one of them in the description below. The first one over here from Ein Studio, we have original Summer Beauty. Must be an original character, I think. This one is a 1x4 scale, right? Yeah, 60 centimeters 1x4 scale. And the full price of this figure is $553. So for this figure, really, an original character, and we really are lacking in pictures. Not many pictures at the bottom, only 3 pictures. This is the best one. Nothing special, don't you think? Yeah, I'm not really attracted to this character over here, even as an original character. Up next, from Shure Studio and Era Studio, we have a 1x7 scale Annie Leonhardt. At 1x7 scale, this one is going for $180, which is very close to a typical Japanese scale figure at 1x7. The base is very nice. I really do like the tree stump that comes with this figure, but really there is a lack of pictures over here. Yeah, the pictures are not very high resolution either, so yeah, nothing much to say about this figure. This looks like another Kotobukiya 1x7 scale figure from the Art FXJ series, to be honest. Doesn't really feel that unique in any way for a third-party resin figure. Up next, from HD Studio, we have Ghost Blade Haichin Smoke. This one is going for $252. So I'm assuming this is a 1x6 scale. Okay. 38 centimeters. Oh, 38. This must be 1x4, not 1x6 scale. Alright, so there are different clothes you can swap out, and this is definitely cast-offable. So a 1x4 scale at this price, $260 not too bad, but this is a boring looking character. Up next, from Yin Yuan Studio, once again we have a lack of pictures over here. Genshin Impact Mont Sisters, Jean Gunthilde, and Barbara. I do have Barbara by Kotobukiya, by the way, though I think I might sell it. So this one does not have a price yet, only a $100 deposit, and the figure is not even painted yet. I don't think the figure is going to be in grayscale black and white color, and given that there are no other pictures, yeah, maybe wait for another week or two and there will be more pictures before deciding whether you want to order one, in case you like what you're looking at with this prototype over here. This one is, what is the scale? Not even the scale is mentioned, but I'm guessing this is only 1x6 scale instead of 1x4. Up next, this is a licensed resin figure by the way. Jime Palace Studio 1x4 scale Boa Hancock from One Piece, and the full price, that is a huge pre-order discount over there. 1,028 US dollars, that is down from 1,469. Very nice. This thing is going to take up a massive amount of space. 1x4 scale, this thing is 61 centimeters tall. This is like a trophy figure, like Boa Hancock is your favorite anime character, favorite One Piece character, and if you want an ultimate figure of Boa Hancock, this is one of those options where you can go for. When I look at an entire package as a whole, what is included with this resin statue over here, it is no wonder that this is over 1,000 US dollars, given that this is a resin figure, not PVC. Resin is a much more expensive material. Look at that. Is that a snake surrounding her? Yeah. This is fantastic. Though the one thing I don't like about resin figures in general is that they always come with this funny base over here. Anyway, let's just use this picture. You see this base over here where there is the name of the figure at the bottom. I know that they are doing this just to complete the entire package and tell everyone who this character is, but I'm not a fan of the base. Yeah, something like this. I don't like the base, this specific part over here, but otherwise, this is a spectacular statue of Boa Hancock indeed. Up next, this is a head scratcher to me. From Y Studio 1x6 scale, Kurumi Tokisaki from Dead Alive. This is her in school uniform version. No price yet other than $100 deposit. Okay, 1x6 scale. You see with this figure over here, I find it odd that a third party resin figure brand, resin figure company would bother to make a figure of Tokisaki Kurumi, given that the amount of choices you guys have in licensed anime scale figures, PVC figures, the amount of choices are insane. There are way too many of them. And you are trying to compete with these genuine figures which are not that expensive in comparison, not to mention Alter has a great figure of Kurumi as well. Why would you bother making something like this? So I don't really understand this part, right? Maybe this one is cast offable, but there are no signs of it that this figure can be stripped down. In this sense, it feels like an odd decision to me for a third-party company to make a Kurumi figure. Up next, from Fantastic Territory Studio, this is a licensed resin figure. From Yu-Gi-Oh! We have Dark Magician, no price yet, only $100 deposit. So this one is 37 centimeters tall, almost 1x4 scale, I think. Recently, there is another Dark Magician figure by Max Factory. That one is getting a re-release and already pre-order opened. So that one is a way cheaper figure, but if you want something unique, then maybe this is a great option. This is a licensed figure, so it is unlikely for the figure to go very wrong in terms of the quality control. And that base over there, that magician book or grimoire with her coming out of it, that is a very nice base to have indeed. This is really fragile looking, and I hope that the figure will survive shipping. Alright, 37 centimeters overall for the whole thing. I'm taking it back that I said this is 1x4 scale. This is closer to 1x6 when you factor in the entire base. So if this one is $100 deposit, I'm guessing this one is about $300 US dollars for the full price, but we don't know yet. Up next, from Game Lady Studio, we have Final Fantasy Mini Tifa Lockhart. Mini Tifa Lockhart, non-scale. Okay, so this one over here, this is 1 meter tall. Not exactly half scale, it is bigger than 1x2 scale, but it is not life size either. So the full price of this statue or action figure rather, this one is 1,758 US dollars, down from over 2 grand. Wow. This is definitely something X-rated because this is a jointed figure. You have a metal skeleton underneath, and then you have silicone skin covering the exterior of the figure. This is a jointed figure, as you can see. Or jointed statue rather. Why a washing machine? Am I missing out something here? Why does she have to be posed next to a washing machine for these product shots over here? But anyways, as for the face of this Tifa Lockhart, to me, something doesn't feel right. I'm not so sure what it is. It feels like I'm not really looking at Tifa Lockhart. Like, doesn't really resemble her as much. I'm not too sure. Or maybe it is the proportions. I feel like the head is a bit slightly too big for the body. I'm not very sure, but to me it looks a bit odd. So 1,800 US dollars for this thing. I actually prefer the life-size Yuna from the very same studio last week. This one not so much, even though in terms of the character, I like Tifa a lot more. Alright, the next one here from Time Shuttle Studio, the King of Fighters 14, Blue Mary. So this one is going for 629 US dollars. This is 1x4 scale, 56 centimeters. You know, 1x4 scale figures, they are not actually that tall, but they artificially inflate things by giving the figure a huge base just to make it look a lot bigger on paper. King of Fighters, yeah, this is one of those series where there are still a lot of old school fans who like the franchise, but the figure industry over in Japan, they are not making figures of it. So this is where third-party resin figures come in, and this looks like a fairly good figure of Blue Mary. I've never really played the game before. I used to play Street Fighter a lot. Tekken to some extent, but not KOF. Up next, from Chaos Studio, we have Rangiku Matsumoto from Bleach. The full price on this one, 477 US dollars after an early bird discount. This is also a 1x4 scale, 52 centimeters tall. I'm not the kind of person who collects, Bleach. Oh, this photograph here is fantastic. This is rim lighting, where they use lighting from above or from behind, and then you get all those bright outlines around the figure. Extra emphasis on the body shape and sculpture. I like this picture a lot. Up next, this is hot, the hottest figure of this week. From Light and Dust Studio One Piece Last Series Part 1, Nami and Hancock, the Bonds of Rainbow Flag. This one, no official price yet. The deposit is 174 US dollars. Though for this website, the deposit is usually around 25 to 30%. So you can kind of guess the price over here by multiplying 174 by 4 times. And yeah, you are very close to the actual price of this figure. This is a 1x4 scale. Let's have a look at the pictures. Ooh. Look at this. This is a very appropriate figure to go on pre-order during Pride Month. Also, I heard in the United States. Anyways, I'm not going to scroll to the casted off pictures. It is a huge chore to censor the pictures. Will you pick up something like this? This is seriously hot indeed. Up next, from PK Studio Pokemon Elisa, no. No way. What is this? This looks like something that came from a beginner or novice 3D artist trying to sell something where you can find on, let's say, Patreon. You pay $2 to get the 3D model and you can 3D print it yourself, a low detail figure. This is what it looks like to me. So even if you like Pokemon, I can't really recommend this one. The full price is only $67 though, so it is a bit like a slightly more expensive pop-up rate or a Bandai Figure Arts Zero. But even a Bandai Figure Arts figure would look better than this. So can't really recommend this one. Up next, this one is one of the most expensive figures of the week, I think. More like one of the most detailed. Tri-Eagles Studio 9 Songs in the Sky Flame Ling Ji. This is a licensed statue. The full price is 983 US dollars to be expected. Normally 1,400. That is a big price cut for an early bird pre-order. Of course, this is 1x4 scale. Let's have a look at the pictures. Yeah, this looks like one of those celebrities from China, and I think they used her face, or licensed her face rather, and used it in the game, MMORPG perhaps, and this is a statue of it. This is as Chinese as it gets when it comes to figures, though I'm not sure if I like the outfit. $1,000 for what I call a trophy statue. This is a trophy statue, like the main highlight piece in a whole collection. It looks fantastic for sure, but at the same time, figures like this, they feel a bit overdone. Like it is too extravagant to my liking. Another licensed figure, Lightyear Studio, Disputes in Other Worlds, Strange World, Seraphim. So no full price yet, $100 deposit only. This looks like one of those Tony Taka artwork. I think there was a Seraphim as well. And there was a figure of her. Was it Skytube or Kotobukiya? I think Skytube, right? I can't remember anymore. Of course, this is more of a realistic character design, which is not really my cup of tea. I like anime style art a lot more. But you can't deny that the details on this thing is spectacular. Yeah, it looks like one of those game character designs to me. The amount of details on the wings is fantastic, but at the same time, yeah, this is one of those statues where if I chose to purchase one, for that 1 week to 3 weeks where the figure is being shipped to me, I would be having anxiety and depression during the entire period, because I would be really concerned that one of the wings would break off during shipping, because these wings, they are very heavy parts. It is not like a very small hair strand or a very small part on the figure. These are huge heavy parts made of resin or even polystone. If it breaks off and you have a way to glue it back, it is not easy to glue a very heavy part back, right? It is not easy at all. The next one here from Dragon Studio and Mihai Studio, we have Hatsune Miku, the world's #1 singer. Hatsune Miku, $100 deposit, no official pricing yet. This is a 1x4 scale naturally. And some of you told me that since when this is Miku, this is more like Sona. And I do agree, because Miku does not have giant TDs like that. But then once again, third-party artists, fan art, they can design a character and interpret it any way they want. So if they decide to call this Miku, they can call it Miku. They can call her Sona for all they care, and this will be Sona. But anyways, this is another what you call realistic version of an anime character, which is normally not my kind of figure, but they are very popular nowadays. Up next, Waku Waku Studio, Anya Forger. The full price on this one is $102 only. This one is 19 centimeters tall, which is probably like 1x6 scale. $100 for this actually feels a bit expensive, if I have to be honest with you guys. But at the same time, this figure is so adorable. You see, 17 centimeters, not 19, and 17 centimeters for the figure, including the base, it is 19. Okay, this is one of those figures where you buy because you like the face expression, and only the face expression, nothing else. I don't see the company messing up the face, because this is a very simple figure. If they still screw it up, might as well quit making figures. They are not competent enough. Yeah. Up next, this is also a licensed statue from Starex Va Studio. This is a Japanese studio, I think I've heard of them. Naruto Dress Collection #4 Yamanaka Ino. This one is going for $535. 1x4 scale. 1x7 scale. $535 for 1x7 scale. You see, I see the price $500+. I automatically assume it is a 1x4, but no, this is way smaller at 1x7. I forgot to take into account this is a licensed figure. It looks great, but $500+ for a 1x7, I'm not sure if that is justifiable. But then again, this is a resin figure. It is still a big figure, you see, 35 centimeters overall, all the way to the top. Or maybe they really quoted this as 1/7, but it is closer to 1/6 scale. That is what I'm guessing over here. It looks fantastic, but $500 plus, not yet including shipping, by the way. I'm not very sure. Up next, this is the most popular figure on my Facebook page for the past week. Mijin Studio Honkai Star Rail Kafka. So this one is $196 for Stockings version, and then there is a Barrel version for the same price. You see, for me, if I had to choose, I would go for the Stockings version because it feels a lot more complete, like nothing is missing. With the Barrel version, it feels like the entire outfit, the entire set is incomplete, you know. She's wearing a lot of black color and then the legs are just exposed like that. However, if you have foot fetish, then yeah, Barrel version is way better. This is really down to personal preference. And here is another additional bonus for just under $200. This is customable. More like, I believe she comes with a separate torso part for you to swap out, which is really nice. And in case you are unaware of, this is one of the best selling resin figures of the week. I have gotten a lot of affiliate orders. I'm telling you guys in advance, right? I got a lot of orders for this figure. So if you want to secure yourself a unit, better pre-order it. Cause I don't know if this figure has a limited production or not. Judging by the specs over here, there is no limited production or something like that. It is a regular release. But still, if you like what you're looking at, pre-order one before it is too late. Up next, from Hello Studio, we have Marsh Krillite from Fate's Grand Order, $230 and 1/6 scale, 31 centimeters is actually pretty tall for 1/6. The face though doesn't really look like Marsh that much to me, if I have to be honest. One of those fan art things, their own interpretation of what Marsh Krillite looks like, and of course this figure is cast offable. I guess that with those additional parts for you to remove the clothes, $230 doesn't sound too expensive. But no, this isn't something I would buy even as a fan of FGO. Up next, from Rosa Studio, we have Dungeon Fighter Online Spectre. This one is going for $489. What is the scale? 1/4. Under $500 for 1/4 is not too bad. Under $500 for 1/4 scale is not too bad, but I don't like how by default you can't really see much of the face of this figure. So I don't really like the pose of this figure that much. Maybe when you display it, you need to rotate it a bit, right? Must be a game character, but then the colors are really too dull to my liking over here. The next one here, this is one of the better resin figures of the week and one that I can really highly recommend because this is so adorable, and second, the value proposition is really good over here. So Little Love Studio 1/6 scale Yor and Anya Forger Learning Martial Arts version, $158 full price, $160 only. And at 1/6 scale, do you know how big this figure is? Yes, 39 centimeters, you're getting the whole package over there. I'm assuming 2 different bases where you can display together with Anya, or you can display Yor only. That is my guess over here. So $160 for this whole thing. This is fantastic. Go and get one if you like Spy Family. This is a very nice third-party resin figure to have, yeah. This next figure over here, this in my opinion is the best third-party resin figure of the week at 1/4 scale. Yes, those trophy figures earlier, Boa Hancock, $1,000+, they look amazing. She looks amazing, right? But way too cluttered, way too messy to my liking. I like something a bit simpler, and this one does it for me. So from Fallen Angel Studio 1/4 scale Yae Miko, so many resin figures of her. You have a daily version at $553. You're getting that base over there, which is not bad for $550. This is the daily version, and then there is the bikini version over here, looks very different. $446, way cheaper. And then you have a Supreme version, which includes the parts for both versions. Maybe you're getting 2 different heads, 2 different torsos, and so on, right? This one is $833. Normally, I wouldn't spend this kind of money for figures, right? But if you are going for a figure of Yae Miko, I would say this is one of the best options you can have right now. This one, especially this casual version, I like it so much. I wouldn't mind having one on my shelf on display. Of course, this is going to be customable, I can tell at first glance. Every 1x4 scale resin figures, they are often customable because that is a major selling point over licensed figures out there. We need more pictures. There are a lot of pictures of this figure. Look at the face. This is fantastic. Even though I don't normally collect realistic looking characters, realistic looking figures, this is wow. This is, I have no words for this, man. I would love to have one, seriously. Best resin figure of the week. Up next, from Dot Studio, we have Yamato from One Piece. This one is going for 158 US dollars. I'm guessing 1x6 scale, right? Yeah, about 1x6 scale. Quite a nice figure actually. Oh, two different versions, two different colors. I prefer the grey one if I have to choose. Quite a nice figure of her. Up next, from Freedom Studio, we have Historia Rise. 1x6 scale, this one is going for 236 US dollars. Okay, let's have a look at dimensions. 26 centimeters, yeah, around 1x6 scale, right? Not many pictures here. I like how they put in effort to make leather look like actual leather. See those boots over there? But this figure overall, as an entire package, not very attractive. Up next, wow. Baitutang Studio Genshin Impact, another Yae Miko. This one is going for 273 US dollars. This is for the horniest of all in the Genshin Impact fandom. Then you might want to consider this one. I'm not going to click on more pictures. And the last figure for today, Joy Station Studio Final Fantasy X Riku. This one is going for 505 US dollars at 1x4 scale. This figure actually went on pre-order on last Saturday. This is supposed to be in last week's figure news. But yeah, the update was too late. The figure was posted after I'm done filming, so I'm including it in this week's figure news. This looks a bit older than the Riku I know in the game, I think. This looks more matured to be precise. So yeah, I'm not sure if I like this version of Riku. And that is all for the figures on pre-order this week. Once again, there are links to every resin figure I covered in the descriptions below. Which figure will you pre-order this week? My wallet is very safe for the week. Just that Yae Miko casual version, wow. I was really speechless when I saw it for the first time a few days ago. Yeah, that is about it. And if you enjoyed this video today, please do give this video a like to help this channel out, and do subscribe to this channel for more content like this in the future. Until then, thank you very much and see you again very soon. Goodbye.